Hi, I love animation. If that wasn't obvious enough from my videos, I also love drawing and painting, which must be very surprising as well. And this is my working setup. As you can see, I'm trying... Wait, hold on. There, as you can see, I also like the color red. And I'm trying to make my setup more red, but there's one gadget that I use for work that isn't very reddish. Can you spot it? Now, as many people, I also absolutely love the Elgato Stream Deck. It's been over a year since I started using this thing, and it's been an absolute game changer when it comes to working, streaming, animating, just everything. And when I bought it, I also got this lovely blue faceplate. You might be wondering, why would you buy a blue faceplate when you want a red setup? Well, in case anyone is actually interested in this nonsense, there are actually two reasons why I bought this one in particular. One, because it's the only faceplate that uses the Elgato's logo mark instead of the Stream Deck logo type. Like, seriously, you have such a nice logo mark, Elgato, but you choose to use the name of the product 99% of the time when it comes to faceplates. Like, I get it, you want people to know what it's called, but I think everyone already knows. Personally, I like the minimalism of just the logo mark better. And second, there is no faceplate in the red color. As much as I adore the designs Elgato has to offer, none of them suits my needs, which means that I have to take matters into my own hands. But I can't make just any red design. I mean, I could just color the deck red and make some white or black scribbles on it and call it a day, but that would be too easy and boring. And there's one thing you gotta know about me. I don't do easy. And luckily, I just got the inspiration I needed, because a while ago, a new animated series just dropped.
Yeah! HAZBIN HOTEL! Fuck yeah!
As I was saying, first season of HAZBIN Hotel finally came out and I was obsessed with it. Not only the characters, but also the songs, which I have on repeat almost every day. I wish I was joking. So, I already had an idea in my head, now it's time to start. I prepared my reference by downloading one faceplate onto Photoshop and making it my digital canvas. I knew I wanted to paint some HAZBIN Hotel characters onto my Stream Deck, but which ones? Naturally, I automatically picked Lucifer, because he is probably my absolute favorite so far. I used a reference picture from the internet and got to sketching. After my Lucifer was done, it was time to pick another more reddish character from the show. And I think we all know who I picked. That's right, it was time to sketch Clifford the big red dog. Alistair, everyone's either favorite or most hated, I don't really care. Seeing him on the screen was always fun, so I decided that he should definitely be included in my Stream Deck art, mural, whatever. Which means that I got one last spot to fill. And I know a lot of people might not agree, but this is my Stream Deck, so you can paint your own or whatever. I chose Charlie, because I am a basic bitch. I chose Charlie because, as much as people might hate her always annoyingly optimistic point of view and vomiting rainbowism, which is definitely a word that I just invented for her, I love her for it. For me, and I'm sure for many more, she represents hope, and she can also be a badass when she needs to be. And I know I could have picked Angel or Baggy or Husk or Nifty, and I do love all the characters, don't get me wrong, but I feel like Charlie would be the best candidate for this job. After the sketch was done, I printed it to see how it would look like under the real faceplate, and it was then that I realized that I got the measurements wrong, but no matter, I got roughly the look that I needed. Before I go into line work and coloring, I decided to test the icons placements so I can predict what parts of the art will be digital and what parts will I have to color onto my Stream Deck. I couldn't really find anything helpful online, so I just decided to eyeball it and go from there. I know that's not really a smart thing to do, but I also don't do smart. I don't do easy and I don't do smart. You should know that about me. I think that's really obvious by now. Okay, I got my sketch, gotta fill it with some line work and color now. I tried not to overdo it. I wasn't sure into how much detail I would be able to go, so in the end I decided to just fill it with flat colors. No blends, no textures, no shadows. Just nice, flat colors in which are the characters represented. Once my artwork was done, I set it up as a screensaver because that is essentially how I was going to enjoy the whole art piece once it was finished. Took a quick look and decided that it was time for some faceplate surface preparation. Hell yeah. This is the original plate, in which I received the Stream Deck, and now it is going to die. I sandpapered the face out of the plate, and now Stream Deck is no more. Stream who? Then I applied 3 coats of gesso so the paint would stick nicely and would also look nice. I might be the best commentator on YouTube. While the gesso is drying, I decided to print the final artwork so I can later mix the right colors. It was only after the printer has finished printing that I remembered that I have a laser printer, which means that I cannot print anything in color. For the love of God. Anyway, it was time for sketching onto the faceplate. At this point, I finally started to feel just a bit nervous. I mean, what if it won't work? What if it will look ugly? Fugly even. Well, we all make mistakes in life, and from such we learn and become more experienced and wise. And that is the beauty of life. Also, if I didn't think that the final result looked at least a little bit cool, I probably wouldn't be uploading this on YouTube. So I guess because I'm recording this voiceover right now, the final result must look somehow appealing, right? Right? Well, after I finished my sketch, I placed the faceplate onto the Stream Deck. Just placed it there without removing the previous one for a quick look with the screensaver on, and I immediately saw what needed to be redrawn and fixed. And because I could, I removed the Stream Deck from the stand, I put it down, plugged it in so I could see the screensaver, and used it as a bit of a guide for redrawing some of the lines that I did wrong. And then I used the fine liner for retracing the lines. And now it's time for some color. First, I just feel like it needs to be said, I don't use any sort of expensive paint. I just go into an art store, I buy something that just seems affordable to me. Throughout the years, I have used many brands, so I don't really have a favorite. Sometimes I even buy paint from hobby markets or supermarkets, and I still use some paint that I bought back in my high school years. With that being said, I somehow managed to mix the colors to look just as close to the original colors of the characters as possible. Once the paint has dried, I again took a fine liner and redrew the lines, just so they would pop out more. I also decided to take a white marker and add some highlights to certain darker parts of the characters, and also to do just one final touch. It wasn't supposed to be squashed like that, but I did want to include a logo mark because I like it. I guess I overestimated my abilities there. Let's move on. When all of that was done and dried, I got some varnish and brushed it all over the faceplate so the paint will stay nice and protected. After waiting for a bit, it was time to finally replace the faceplate. But I was afraid that this would happen. You see, when I paint, I get messy, which means getting paint in places where you don't want it, which means that I got some gesso and paint stuck on the insides of the buttons, which means that I cannot press the buttons properly. So I removed the faceplate and got to sanding. And more sanding. And more sanding. And more sanding. After a few hours of sanding, it was finally finished. And it was time for us to take one final look. I honestly don't think it looks that bad. I think I kinda like it. So much so that I decided to take one extra step and made some custom icons with the art behind them. So now, when I need to work in any Adobe software, I can finally feel like I'm in literal hell. Yay! What do you think? Do you think it looks good? Bad? Kind of meh? Let me know in the comments. And if you really enjoyed this video, it would mean the world to me if you share it with a friend or two who might also enjoy this as well. And if you'd like to see more creative stuff besides animation, maybe I can customize my dirty desk mat or something. Or maybe if Elgato sees this and will decide to send me some of their other cool gadgets for customizing, I might just find some other red-colored characters from shows, movies and games that I love and will decide to paint something bigger, who knows. But if not, see you in some other video. Okay, bye.